So, Chloe, how do you feel when you're piercing?
I feel very stressed out. I'm very afraid that I'm going to mess it up, but at the same time, it is really satisfying when you do a piercing and it comes out perfect, which is 99.999% of the time, but there is always that element of stress while you're actually doing it because it is such a dangerous job.
And how did you start doing this?
I just started by working in a store as a sales assistant, and they eventually asked me if I wanted to do piercings, and I said yes. So they offered me an internship and a TAFE degree to actually do it. So I worked with the piercer for a while, and then I eventually was qualified to pierce on my own, and I earned my certificate through Queensland TAFE.
Okay. And do you plan to keep doing this, like, or it's just a hobby or something like that?
It is very much just a hobby. It was sort of something that I wanted to do when I was younger, but I always knew that I didn't want to do it forever. It was just a really interesting job to have. It was a lot of fun in the beginning, and it was another way to earn money, but it did turn into something that my whole life revolved around. Yeah.
And how many piercings do you think you've already done?
3 years, maybe 20 each day, so thousands and thousands of piercings.
Wow.
I've done 90 piercings in one day before.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
in a span of, I think it was 11 hours, I did 90 piercings, which is a very hard thing to do.
And what's the hardest part of doing this?
Probably the hardest part is watching the people squirm, because even though they have paid for it, it is sad to put someone through so much pain, especially when you pierce little girls' ears. That is the saddest part, is watching them cry and they don't know what's going on.
And do you have like some bad story about it or something?
I've had a few. There's just a lot of people who, I had a 14-year-old girl who her mother thought that it would be a really good idea to feed her a bag of lollies and fruit juice before she came to get her piercing, so she'd have lots of sugar in her system. But all that happened after I pierced her was she vomited all over me. And it was pink, yellow and blue. And it was very pretty. So that's probably the worst story that I have, is being vomited on.
That's terrible. Is there anyone that you remember, like the best one that you've ever done, or the hardest one maybe, or something that keeps in your mind?
I think the people that always, I have a few people, the people who stick in my mind are the ones who get the piercing because it means something to them, and then they're so happy with it at the end. They hug you, and you know, I've had a few people cry because a lot of people that I get are ladies who their husband won't let them get a piercing, and then they leave their husband and the first thing they do is get mainly their nose pierced, is one of the biggest ones. And just seeing them be so happy, and when they cry or they hug me, it feels really good. And you always get those people. Like, I had a woman not that long ago who that exact situation happened to her, and I stayed with her for 20 minutes to half an hour, which is a lot longer than I usually would stay with a customer, but she was so grateful at the end, and she has given us a lot of business since then. She's told a lot of people, and she's come in, but it just feels really good when they're so happy with what they get.
Yeah, what do you like the most about it? Because it is something like, it's a way to express yourself, right? Like,
yeah, it definitely is. I like people who definitely take it in their own way, and I love the people who come to me and they say, I've seen this piercing, but I want it done like this, or I want this to be different from everybody else's. And I love having that creative expression to sort of go, well, let's put it here instead. And it's just like, just a way to show people that you have a little bit of creativity in you and express yourself. And
do you think about trying to make tattoos or something like this, or just piercing?
I've always wanted to do tattoos. It was a very big dream of mine when I was younger, but I sort of gave up drawing. I didn't really draw as much as I stabbed people with needles. So I would love to, but the drawing part of it is what knocks me down.
Okay, and what else? So when you how old were you when you started doing this?
I started when I was 18 because you have to be 18 to be able to pierce.
Okay.
Yes, well, it used to be.
You have a lot of piercings. What's your favorite one?
My favorite piercing is probably my lip.
Okay.
Because it is one of the most unusual ones that you can get. It's through the top of the lip rather than just straight through.
Did it hurt a lot?
No, actually.
Which part you think that hurts most to do?
Definitely the tops of your ears. They are the worst because it takes so long to heal. They can take over 12 months to heal sometimes.
And is there something that inspires you to do this? Because it's like a form of art, so maybe like someone or some type of music or something like this that inspires you?
Yeah, I think for me the thing that inspired me to do piercings is just because it's different. It's something that not everybody gets. Not everybody likes it, and I understand that. That's fine. But just for the people who do want to take their body like further and just have something even just for themselves, like a pretty little piece of jewelry. It's the same as wearing a necklace every day for your whole life. It's the same thing. It's always going to be there, and it's just for you, and you look at it and you think that's wonderful. I really love that.
And a lot of people don't make piercings because they think it's not get nice when they get old. What do you think about that?
Well, the thing is with piercings, as long as they don't get infected and you take them out, they don't scar at all. So you can just take it out and it'll heal over and you'll never even know it was there.
It doesn't have to be forever.
No, it doesn't have to be. I'm covered in like piercings that I've taken out and the scars don't even show up. So
okay, I think I have enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.